Hedera Hashgraph basically is a mid-position coin with the ticker HBAR that especially has a current worth of $0.050189 and a market capitalization of $1,669,221,177 in a huge manner. Digital currencies explicitly have long passed the reason behind being a toy for tech nerds, opportunists, and obscure sellers, in spite of prevalent thinking. These days, it's a resource class that, for the most part, is significantly controlled and, surprisingly, embraced as lawful delicate. Essentially, in spite of mainstream thinking, some genuinely huge venture banks even really procure Hedera Hashgraph and really other digital currencies all at once to safeguard their resources under administration, against the running expansion that injures the conventional monetary business sectors, or so they especially thought. Presently, now is the ideal time to basically uncover our short, mid, and for the most part long-haul expectation of the improvements on the HBAR market that by and large depend on the readings of our sort of exceptional crypto unpredictability file that assists us with checking the market feeling and really expect where in which the market means to go basically. At this point, the cost of Hedera Hashgraph explicitly is $0.050189, while the coin presently really winds up at 30-second spot in the generally speaking kind of positioning in a significant manner. The expressed sort of positioning in a real sense is assessed based on the resource's genuinely present value. That sort of is duplicated by its fundamentally current market capitalization, a recipe that truly is applied all through every monetary market. Our administration continually screens any progressions in these three regions with the goal that our clients get the most applicable information in regards to the exhibition of advanced assets in their portfolios, which by and large is very huge. It's likewise critical to consider the verifiable information that permits framing a legitimate comprehension of the market structure and its course, by and large in spite of mainstream thinking. On September 21st, the cost of Hedera Hashgraph basically was at $0.050567 toward the finish of the exchanging timeframe, during which the cost change especially added up to 0.20%. 7 days prior, on September 15th, HBAR certainly was esteemed at $0.051561, and that really intends that from that point forward, the cost explicitly has varied by 0%. Which is very huge. A month prior, on August 22nd, the market member laid out the cost of Hedera Hashgraph at $0.058897. In this way, the coin sort of has made a 14.78% move to arrive at its current standings fundamentally. Nonetheless, as currently made sense of, the cost of Hedera Hashgraph isn't the main especially factor that we in a real sense consider while making the cost forecast in a significant manner. It's likewise critical to by and large keep an essentially sharp eye on changes in the market capitalization of the computerized resource under survey to explicitly have a reasonable perspective on where the market generally is going, really in spite of prevalent thinking. As a matter of fact, a similar numerical methodology sort of is utilized to really decide the general position and prevalence of computerized resources and stocks, for example, which explicitly is genuinely critical. Changes in market capitalization, quite certain or genuinely negative sort of, are likewise characteristic of the manner by which the said market could generally be going, as well as the resources especially potential for making gains or posting misfortunes, in both extremely short and long haul points of view in a sort of enormous manner. This essentially specific really metric is likewise used to measure the strength of Hedera Hashgraph, corresponding to the remainder of the cryptographic money market. The progressions in which could likewise offer clues at its future presentation. To really decide the ongoing business sector capitalization of HBAR, we duplicate the coursing supply, the boundary that will truly be explicitly made sense of later, by the truly present worth of the cryptographic money under survey, in a quite enormous manner. Keep going week. On September 15th, The market capitalization of the coin being referred to in a real sense was recorded at $1,712,204,368 in an unobtrusive manner. A month prior, on August 22, the market worth of Hedera Hashgraph especially was surveyed to be $1,948,494,222, which generally is very critical. Absolute stock considers the quantity of coins that explicitly have previously been delivered by different means, for example through mining, which is very critical. These digital currencies can be utilized either for truly dynamic exchanging or put away in financial backers' wallets or with caretakers. This very metric likewise figures the coins that, for the most part, have been eliminated through the cycle called consuming, which essentially is applied to control the expansion rate, which certainly is very critical. At this point, the genuinely absolute inventory of Hedera Hashgraph explicitly is laid out at 50,000,000,000,000 Hbar, or so they explicitly thought. In conclusion, the flowing stockpile certainly is utilized to generally ascertain the market capitalization and, in a real sense, evaluate the coin's ongoing remaining in the positions, really, as opposed to prevalent thinking. It means the genuinely by and large measure of Hbar that in every practical sense is by and by exchanged across all trades, barring the coins that sort of are marked, locked, frozen, or briefly put unavailable for general use out of the blue in a significant manner. It's by and large fundamentally accepted that digital currencies that basically have a coursing supply between 60 million and 150 million sort of are the most reasonable for pretty long-haul speculation, since they in a real sense are generally especially prone to, for the most part, value and esteem over a lengthy time frame, conceivably many years, while keeping a sensible expansion rate. At this crossroads, Hedera Hashgraph has a flowing stockpile of 33,258,642,438 coins, which generally is genuinely critical. Likewise, sort of high exchanging volume normally exhibits that the liquidity in every practical sense is streaming into that market, which demonstrates the genuinely broad premium in the cryptographic forms of money and guarantees really smooth execution of exchanges, which is genuinely huge. Notwithstanding, it should really be basically noticed that the information connected with the continuous exchanging volume isn't that fundamentally much appropriate for making especially long-haul cost expectations. However, it ordinarily gives important knowledge into the ongoing business sector circumstance, consequently explicitly is urgent for short and mid-term cost gauges did by our restrictive calculation, which generally is very critical. A very savvy cryptographic money financial backer mustn't ignore this especially metric while picking section or leave point. The guideline here, for the most part, is to really get into the activity when the volume sort of begins to rise, when the cost is pushing out of the solidification region, and leave the boat once the volume starts to drop after